and currently not practicing due to the mandate. So I've had 28 years experience on and off as a registered nurse, 6 years before that as an assistant nurse. So I've been going since I was 17 and done other jobs as well. Worked in 4 capital cities, including London, Sydney, Brisbane, probably dozens of hospitals and hundreds of wards. I've also had the pleasure of having a good stint in paediatric cardiology and adolescent cardiology, as well as adult. But in Brisbane, I worked in what you could call a specialty of specialties, which is the paediatric adolescent cardiology department, which included surgery. And I think it's just, we studied science at uni, and you know, I don't want to stand and talk about science, but what I can tell you is that if you hear about or come across young people, paediatric, adolescent population or young adults having cardiac problems out of the blue, it's not normal. We've got 500,000 people in Tasmania, and it's too small to have a paediatric adolescent cardiac unit. So we actually don't have one here because it's not a very common problem. So take that information away, and if you've heard already, or you do hear in the future that you're hearing that population are having problems with their heart, with myocarditis or whatnot, it's not normal. You can develop cardiac issues in that age group, but it's very, very, very rare. What else isn't normal is testing asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic people in the community. That's really bizarre. So keep that in mind as well. It's not what we normally do, and we certainly wouldn't line up for hours to do so. When you get tested for a virus, you go to hospital, and you obviously are quite unwell to go to hospital and then be admitted, and then you may be swabbed for a respiratory virus. And they come up with some wonderful names like para-influenza and RSV and human metapneumovirus and rhinovirus. And what do we do with that virus? Well, we don't treat the virus. We pull out the old paracetamol and the Nurofen perhaps, and we keep the fluids up. So the fact that we were even diagnosing these viruses pre-COVID was something that I always found a bit unusual, because we don't actually treat the virus. What was happening at the Royal was, so the population I was seeing there, I was working in the paediatric adolescent unit mostly, before the mandate, and so you'd see kids get tested for COVID and respiratory swabs, and before the COVID result comes back, the carers and parents are allowed out into the community and to go to work and to Woolworths and come down to the markets on a Saturday morning and come back into the ward before the test has come back negative or positive, or it's never came back positive. It only came back negative. So there's some of the weird things that were happening. Another weird thing that was happening is